Hello and welcome guys! If you clicked in this video, it means you want to know the truth about HYPERCHROMES system. Before you ask any question, please watch this video fully. You can use captions to make it easier to understand me. Also, everything I will tell here is on my Discord server in brand new category, link in description. HYPERCHROMES got added on July 1st, 2022, and they had only 3 updates after that. Month after release, the role won't end in the middle, or at least not always. In December 2022 we got PT counters. They tell us how close we are to get HYPERCHROME from PT. And in November 2023, luck odds got increased by 12.5%. Since then, we had no update for HYPERCHROME roles system. But okay, from very beginning. How does the role system work? So when you rob anything, you have some chance of getting HYPERCHROME. The important thing to know is that game rolls your reward in the moment you see the roll. So, game knows what you will get before the roll ends. The animation you see is literally only animation and has psychological term. I think many of you already got really mad because you landed 1 millimeter away from HYPERCHROME. This is how many games work and is strictly taken from gambling games. This is called the feeling of closeness of winning. You can see that on yourself. You get one-offs, but you don't stop playing the game in hope that finally you will get these rewards. You may ask, what are the odds of getting HYPERCHROMES? I will answer that it depends on level, robbery type, server type, and on how many people are in server. So, in normal robbery on big public server, the server with 9 or more people, chances are 0.56% for level 1, 0.27% for level 2, 0.17% for level 3, 0.14% for level 4, and 0.09% for level 5. On VIP server, doesn't matter how many people are there, and on small public servers, 8 people or less, chances are 1.5 times lower. If you rob Mansion, you get double chances of getting HYPERCHROME. Mansion allows you to level up your highest level HYPERCHROME. If you have more than 1 HYPERCHROME on the highest level, the priority is going like that. So we can see HYPERCHROMES are pretty rare to happen, and if you look on your own grind, you will probably see that you don't get HYPERCHROME every day. Even more, group of 10 friends won't be getting HYPERCHROME every day. With only these probabilities, there is a chance that you would do 1 million robberies and still don't get the HYPERCHROME. Chance of that happening is super low anyway, but Jailbreak has another system, the PT system. PT system is maximum number of robberies done to get HYPERCHROME. Each robbery have their own PT counter. PT counter is nothing else than counter how many robberies of one specific robbery you have done. For example, how many banks you done since your last green HYPERCHROME drop, or since you joined the game for the first time. Then, the game divides the counter by PT value. PT value is different for each level, and also it depends on type of server. On big public servers, PT values are 224 robberies for level 1, 473 robberies for level 2, 756 robberies for level 3, 870 robberies for level 4, and 1334 robberies for level 5. If we switch to VIP server or small public server, those values will rise by 1.5. So, when game divides your counter by value, it multiplies it by 100% and rounds it to 1 decimal. Then, if the value is higher than or equal to 10%, the game will show it under the roll, and when you hit 100%, you are granted to get HYPERCHROME. Important note, PT percent doesn't equal to luck percent. The luck percent is always set on values mentioned before no matter what. Now you may think that big public servers are better to grind, because chances are higher and you will need to do less robberies. Well, we will discuss this issue more complex later, but here I have to tell one thing. You remember the process how you see that PT? Depends on server you are, in this process only this thing changes, which leads to lower percent seen on VIP or small public servers. But when you hit 66.6% on VIP small public server, it is the same like you would hit 99.9% on big public server. It is the same number of robberies done. Then you just have to switch to big public server and next robbery will give you 100% to guaranteed HYPERCHROME. The PT also transfers between levels of the same HYPERCHROME, if you get HYPERCHROME from trading or from Mansion. If you get HYPERCHROME from Mansion, the PT in normal robbery will transfer to next level and Mansion 1 will reset to 0. If you get HYPERCHROME from normal robbery, the PT in Mansion will transfer to next level and normal robbery 1 will reset to 0. By knowing this, you can easily say that if you do more robberies on VIP server, you will hit pity faster there. So we know how luck and pity works, but sometimes we see unusual rolls, with stack of 2 or stack of 3 hyperchromes. Not also that. We see sometimes 1, 2 or even 3 hyperchromes in roll. Means your luck is different each time? Of course not. I calculated mathematical chance of those things happening, and also chance of having full roll in hyperchromes. Yeah, you know we can have that one? But after the calculations, I saw that the chances are extremely low in compare what we see in game. This allowed me to draw a conclusion that Jailbreak is not 100% fair to us with this. If they would use fair chances, we would see hyperchrome level 5 in roll very rarely, but this thing is also part of psychology game Jailbreak is playing with us. What's the psychology game? Well, this thing is present to show us that this legendary item has more chances of getting it than it is in reality. This makes us think we can get hyperchrome in any robbery, even though it is always like that. And it is more probable that we will stay in game and play more. When we see the legendary item, we will always think that maybe next time we will get it. When we don't see any hyperchrome in roll, we think, bro, how unlucky I am. Am I gonna get this hyperchrome? To use example, you can see that chances of stack of 2 appearing when we rob something for level 5 is 0.003%. And guys tell me that you get 3 stack of 2s in 100,000 robberies. Of course we get them more often. Also, we almost always see the hyperchrome, where chance of that happening is at most 28.72%. So, as I said before, Jailbreak in this case is not fair to us and it manipulates the hyperchrome rolls. We don't know if one-offs are manipulated, but for sure it is next part of psychology game making us play Jailbreak more. But you may ask, who actually thought that those rolls aren't staged? Well, in poll where 168 people voted, 68% believe that rolls illustrate the chances. This is a great majority. But we have to ask the question, are hyperchromes a staged scam? This answer must be known. No, hyperchromes are not staged themselves. It is not like game decides when you will get hyperchrome. You always have equal chance of getting hyperchrome. But rolls you see are not 100% fair. They are a bit manipulated, so they will almost always contain the hyperchrome, leading you to think you will get it soon and play the game more. Jailbreak doesn't take money from us if we decide to play. Of course, they earn money from game passes we buy. When you grind and play more, the probability we will buy something in game is higher, but hyperchromes themselves are not money scam. Hyperchromes are sort of gambling with time, meaning the only value you pay with is your time. It is vital to consider if you really want to spend that time in game or you have any other activities. Games are made for fun, so still in playing there isn't anything bad. But okay, let's leave the hyperchrome scam team. As I promised, now I will show you which method is the best for grinding hyperchromes. So, generally you should know that anything that allows you to rob something more times is a way to grind hyperchromes more efficient, as long as chances are the same. We know that chances for hyperchromes are lower in VIP and small public servers. So does it mean you should grind on big public server if you want to be lucky? The answer is, it depends. Server hops are the best method to do many robberies of one specific robbery, but now we have to decide if we do public server hops, VIP server hops or mansion hops. Of course we look for statistically the best method to grind hyperchromes with the highest efficiency. This will be your task to do. You have to check how many robberies of specific robbery you can do in 1 hour on both VIP and public servers, with any method. So for example, how many banks you can do while doing VIP server hops and public server hops. You also have to note how many mansions you can do. Then math comes. If you want to compare a big public server to VIP server efficiency, we divide VIP robberies by public robberies. If result is higher or equal to 1.5, you should grind on VIP server. Otherwise, go for public server. If you want to compare big public server to mansion efficiency, we divide public robberies by mansion robberies. If result is higher or equal to 2, you should grind on big public server. Otherwise, go for mansion. If you want to compare VIP server to mansion, we divide VIP robberies by mansion robberies. If result is higher or equal to 3, you should grind on VIP server. Otherwise, go for mansion. And that's it. If you would like to see which hyperchrome is the best for earning value in trades, I've made video about that a week ago. Go check it out. Anyways, thanks for watching and subscribe for more.